Okay, so if we have a quadrilateral, a four-sided shape, the sum of the interior angles, in a quadrilateral, so four-sided shape, adds up to what?
360.
If the shape has four sides, it adds up to 360. If the shape has five sides, which this one does, see, what does it add up to? 540. If you forget, just think about what I just showed you. So I know that 55 plus 125 plus 65 plus something has to give me 360, right? Because it's a four-sided shape. So 55 plus 65 plus 125 is what? Mess this up. 245, and I take that away from 360, and what do we get? 115 degrees, so angle W is 115. Raise your hand if you got that one right. What am I adding? I'm adding 90 degrees plus another 90 plus 115. What does that give you? 295. What am I taking that away from to find the missing angle? Right, because it's a quadrilateral. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, so all the angles have to add up to 360. 360 take away 295 gives us 65 degrees, so angle Y is 65 degrees. Easy. The last one is a five-sided shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're trying to find this angle, but we know that this angle is 145. What are these angles? 90. So what do you get if you add up all the angles that are given? 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 145 gives you what? 415. What do I take that away from? 540, because a five-sided shape, the angles add up to 540, and we get 125 degrees. Raise your hand if you got that one right. To figure out the sum, which means if I add all the angles together, like if I have a triangle and I add all the angles together, I know that equals 180. This formula works for any polygon, any regular polygon, where n represents the number of sides of the shape. So think about this. If it's a three-sided shape, 1, 2, 3, how many triangles are inside the shape? Just one, right? In a triangle, it's just one triangle. In a quadrilateral, a four-sided shape, we talked about this, it has 1, 2 triangles. This here, if you take the number of sides and you subtract 2, it will always give you the number of triangles inside the shape. Once you know the number of triangles inside the shape, if you multiply it by 180, you'll get the sum, right? Do you understand that? So if I have a quadrilateral, how many sides does it have? 4. If I want to know what all of these angles add up to, I would just use the formula. 180 times, well, it has 4 sides. What's 4 take away 2? I'm using this formula, 2. That tells you the number of triangles, and you're just multiplying it by 180. Does that make sense? That's what you did over there. Each triangle is 180, so if I know how many triangles it has inside the shape, then I just multiply it by 180, and that will tell me the total sum of the interior angles in that shape. Does that make sense? Yeah? This triangle is 180, and this triangle is 180, so altogether, a quadrilateral adds up to 360. So this just tells you what to multiply it by. Yep? So if I ask you, what's the sum of the interior angles of a polygon that has 10 sides? I want to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't draw this properly. 9, 10. You're not going to sit there and try and figure out how many triangles are in there, right? It might not be accurate. So you're just going to use this formula. We're going to take the number of sides. How many sides does this have? So I'm going to do 180 times 10 minus 2, because that will tell me, I take the number of sides and I subtract 2. That tells me how many triangles are in the shape. How many triangles are in this shape then? What's 10 minus 2? So what is the sum? What is the total sum that if I add up all the angles, what is the total? What do I get? What's 180 times 8? Yep, 1,440 degrees. So if I were to measure all of these angles, and I didn't draw this correctly, it should all be equal. All together, this shape has angles that add up to 1,440. Well, if the shape has 10 sides, how many angles does it have then? 10, right? Well, if you know the total is 1,440, and we know there's 10 angles, can you guys tell me what every single angle is equal to? A regular polygon means all the angles are going to be equal. If there's 10 of them, divided by 10, what does each angle equal to then? 144 degrees.